Esten de West. Rose Basis. Ja, der Gewalt vorher. Sehr gedan. Ramsen. Sikker, de zeker girl. Wel besat out. Oh, het must niet nou daar was on. If I must niet slow moments. Yeah, well, yes, boy. Oh, gosh, here's block. Ik ga er middel naar doen in de schouders niet die week's day. En nou weer maar. Zie dat er schouder belossen met skills is me kop. Well.
Thank you, Backwards Man. Rewind Man.
Name's go caps in it.
Backwards Man. Thank you, Backwards Man.
I
appreciate you coming in here and opening up the show for us. I know you weren't familiar with it, and I kind of had to beg you to do it. You're in high demand around here, but I thought it would be a cool way to open the show this week. Yeah, I haven't seen him. I'm hoping he got the message, because I'm all set up and everything, but if he doesn't make his way in here, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I can't very well talk to myself in here.
All right,
Rewind Man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Okay. Well, he's a nice guy.
I'm here.
Greg!
Where's Backwards Man?
Greg, you made it. Oh, Backwards Man, he just left, bro.
What?
He just moonwalked out of here.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
he did express regret that he couldn't meet you. I wasn't where... Did you want to meet him or something? Have you wanted to meet Backwards Man?
Backwards Man is my favorite rapper in the city.
Yeah, I can't believe he actually said yes.
I brought my alarm clock today.
Well, what alarm clock? Dude, I haven't heard from you all week. I didn't even know if you were going to show up.
Sorry.
I would have had him wait if I knew you were coming, but I didn't. What happened? Where you been?
I've been kind of away.
You're all wet.
Yeah.
Why are you so wet?
It's snow. It's just a little snow.
Oh gosh, it is snowing outside. Look at that. Oh, close the door. Close the door.
Sorry.
Oh, man,
it's been kind of snowing all the way since I came here from Canada.
Canada? Whoa! What were you doing up in the Yukon?
Just a little soul searching. Just soul searching. Nothing
really?
Big.
Did you find any souls?
Freak found a couple.
Oh, you went up with Freak. Okay. Freak, spirit detective, our giant friend who Greg hangs out with and gets tucked in by from time to time.
He invited me on a spiritual trip to Canada, and things got a little weird. But besides that, I'm ready for this week's episode of the Boxcar Buddies.
All right, and that's who we are. We are the Boxcar Buddies. I'm Don. That's Greg. And Backwards Man, I had not met him before. He's kind of known around the homeless and music community of Chicago. He's just a real stand-up guy. He's kind of like the homeless Bill Curtis. He's just a real good newsman, and he delivers things smoothly. He's very eloquent, but for whatever reason, he always speaks in reverse, and it's just a real skillful thing, and it's fun. But anyway, he's not a typical member of our crew. Greg and I here, what we do is we're both homeless. We meet week to week in a boxcar, which one of us will find. We get it set up. We find a nice place to take some shelter where nobody will bother us. We set up these mics and recording equipment that we have repurposed over the years, and we just talk about some content that either Greg or I have managed to absorb at some point over the course of a week on the streets of Chicago, however that might come about. So, Greg, I'm glad to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
It's good to see you again, buddy. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I know. And now you tell me that you were up in Canada.
Yeah, I certainly was. So, like I said, Freak invited me for a soul-searching exercise. So we hop into a van that he procured from the free clinic.
Interesting.
And we drove all the way up to Canada, and we found this little mountain. It's called Celeste Mountain.
Oh, Celeste Mountain.
Mm-hmm. It's a real place.
Okay.
And he said, let's go up. Let's go up this mountain. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn a little bit about ourselves.
Now, did you hike or did you drive the van up the mountain?
We tried to drive the van up first because I said, I ain't walking up that shit. You got to be crazy to think that I'm hiking anywhere.
Got to be some kind of freak.
And then I kind of drove it into a ditch.
Just to... That sucks.
That wasn't my fault.
I'm sorry.
I didn't see it.
I know.
I mean,
you don't drive a lot, to be fair.
I'm not really allowed to drive.
Right, exactly. So I'm kind of surprised that Freak let you have a go of it. But
he said today was about second chances.
That's fair.
You need a second?
No. I was just... Okay, my pants came unzipped on the way in here, but I'm all tucked in again now. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to be, peeking at you during the story.
I mean, you've been bitching and moaning about being so cold, and then here you are just wrapping it down.
Unzipped. It's my own fault. Exactly. It just goes to show you, sometimes it's the answer to your problems right in your own backyard or in your own crotch, whatever, Just something to keep in mind.
Something to keep in mind. But anyway, going up this mountain.
Yeah.
We get up to, halfway up the mountain. I'm practically ready to give up, but Freak tells me, he's like, hey, I brought my Nintendo Switch. But he said it in his freak way, like,
Right.
Because he's a big dude.
Very strange character.
He's a good boy. Mm-hmm. He's a good boy.
Did he have his trench coat and fedora, like his trademark look, as you were hiking up the mountain?
Yeah, he even had the Mickey Mouse bath towel around his waist, too.
Wow. That guy
is a detective, all
and
right.
He's committed to that uniform. It's just so strange. That Mickey Mouse towel has got to be from when he was in high school, however many years ago.
The damage done to it is insane.
Yeah, and it's so faded. I just can't even believe.
It's practically a loincloth at this point.
Right, absolutely.
He's very big.
Yeah.
But he's not fat big.
No.
He's giant.
He's just a big,
broad,
huge guy, yeah.
One time I watched him go through an airport security bar thing, and he just took the whole thing with him onto the plane.
Really?
He got stuck into it. He couldn't get out. So just the whole time he was like, I'm really sorry about this.
And they were like, whatever. And you can't stay mad at him.
Yeah, he sat down in his seat, but the whole time, he was wearing his fedora, and it's got his classic little, ghost pin in it.
Oh, yeah.
So the whole time it's just going,
it was just beeping the whole flight.
I'm really sorry. I have so many ghosts to find that I just don't have the time to remove this.
Oh, to be caught next to Freak, stuck in between him against the window with that metal detector on him. Oh man, I do not wish that on anybody on a
He
flight.
kept thinking that it was a ghost detector. He was like,
Are you a ghost?
I cannot imagine that he made many friends on that flight.
I think he crashed a plane.
Oh.
He shot a beam out of his mouth. And
he'll do that. But now at least he's got a ton of ghosts to go see.
There's plenty of ghosts for him to speak with now.
Right. I wonder if he does that. Does he create natural disasters or some kind of catastrophe in an effort to create work for himself? Kind of like Mr. Glass in Unbreakable?
I think Freak kind of just does it by accident. He has good intentions, but he always messes it up. He's like reverse Batman.
Yeah, colossally.
He has the talent to do the job, but he just fucks up every time, and he doesn't mean to. It just happens.
Right. He's not the hero you deserve or the one you need right now.
He's the hero you don't want at all.
Ever.
He's the hero that you're going to be following for an eternity until he exercises you.
He's the hero you're stuck behind at the DMV. That's who he is. But anyway, so he had his Switch. What games did he have?
So, turns out that he has this game called, get this, Celeste.
What? Celeste? The game on Celeste Mountain in Canada?
He was doing this as a gotcha. He's like, this is what I wanted to show you. I'm like, is this ironic, or are you just stupid?
And what was his answer?
Maybe.
What is ironic? Right.
He's not great with words.
Right.
He don't ask him to be, thesaurized his words.
He's great with mouth laser beams is what he's great with. I've seen him.
He can spit fire.
He can spit fire, literally, and I've also seen him, carve little laser etchings into, wood. So he grabbed some baseball bat from a kid, like a Louisville Slugger, and he just burned, a tiny little Mickey Mouse on the handle.
He usually does it with his nose.
Yeah.
He'll shoot a little,
yeah, and it's just because.
etches a little spooky little ghost into some wood.
Right. And it's
This is my calling card.
it's his artist's signature.
Yeah.
He burns it into all the ectoplasm residue of all the ghost piles that he destroys afterward too. It's an interesting thing. He makes all those clowns that fold balloons look like shit. They're
It's true.
doing nothing.
Yeah, that's why he still gets work.
Yeah, he does. So Celeste, what was that like?
Celeste. So this is a brand new game that's out for every console, and it is by the guys who created Towerfall. Have you ever played Towerfall?
Have not.
It was a really big indie game that came out, I want to say, like 2013, and it's a 4-on-4 battle royale. It's got really good pixel art. It's fast-paced. It's a lot of platforming, a lot of jumping, and every character has their own unique weapons and stuff that they kill each other with. Mm-hmm. This time around, like, it looks like Towerfall. It uses the same very simplified 8-bit, 16-bit style to it. Like, it's pixel art. But it is a platformer about a girl named Madeline who is suffering from anxiety and depression.
Relatable.
And she is climbing up Celeste Mountain because she wants to achieve something to start getting over a part of her that kind of keeps her down. But it turns out the mountain is actually magical and has magical properties, and a part of her comes to life.
Did you find that the real Celeste Mountain had any magical properties?
No, it was just an ice-cold mountain. There was no magic to it whatsoever.
Ugh.
There was no like jungle landscape. There was no like spooky hotel to go through, which is what Freak was really banking on. The reason why he wanted to play, like he wanted to go to this mountain was because he finished Celeste, and there was a spooky hotel that you could go through, and he was like, I want to see the ghosts.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, I'll humor you, but we kept going up the mountain. We keep going. We reach the summit, and there's fucking nothing. It's a mountain.
Waste.
It's a fucking mountain.
That's a bummer. Did Freak cry?
Like a baby.
Oh, that poor guy. He's large.
He
but
cries lasers, too.
No way.
So it looked like Aurora Borealis was just pouring out of his eyes.
And I bet the lasers get refracted in the tears, too, just shooting all over the place.
It was everywhere. It was nonstop.
Dangerous. That sounds dangerous.
It was like the best and worst 4th of July I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, man. Well, all right, that's kind of a bummer. But what did you think of the game, Celeste?
Celeste is fantastic. Holy shit. This game is so fucking good. So, have you ever played Super Meat Boy?
Yes, I have. It's a fun game. Very simplistic, but a lot of fun.
Simplistic and hard.
Yes.
That is Celeste's MO. Because the whole game is about getting over it. Like, getting over the mountain and yourself. And it's very encouraging, even though it's so hard. It's forgiving as well. So, every level, there are 8 levels, and every room is a puzzle of, like, platforming styles. You only have 3 moves. Jump, dash, and climb. You can't climb for long. You can only dash once in the air before hitting the ground. And your jump is not very high. And every single level changes how you use your powers in order to climb up the mountain. The other thing, too, is there are collectible strawberries that you can find all over the place, but they're completely optional. They're very tough to get because you can't just grab the strawberry and be like, oh, I'm done. I finished the puzzle. It's over. I can just fall and die, and then I have the strawberry. You have to catch the strawberry and then make your way back.
I see.
And find solid footing in that room or in the next room in order to fully collect it.
Right. So like in the case of, for instance, in Oblivion, when you'd go through the Oblivion gate and you would get the stone out at the very end of it and the gate just collapses and you're safe, this is the opposite of that. You go through this trying, tribulation-filled maze, get your trophy, and then you have to make it out again before you actually can keep the collectible that you've gotten in there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Which is why they're completely optional, because the number of strawberries that you get just ends up resulting in a little different dialogue at the end of the game, where you collect all the strawberries and you make a pie.
Oh, okay.
It's like, this is your reward. You made a pie with all your friends that you made throughout the journey, and depending on how many strawberries you catch, the gang will tell you either, holy shit, this is bad, Oh, they'll be like, "Damn, girl, this is a real good strawberry pie. Holy shit! This is the first time you're baking this. Holy shit!"
Right. It sounds like Baking Barb. You remember that old lady down at the home who she just died a few weeks ago, but she used to tell us about like
Is she the old woman that they accidentally cooked? Like she just walked into an oven and then they closed it, and then 6 hours later they're like, "Oh, Barb's been turned into bacon."
Actually, it is the same one, but and that's a shame. I totally forgot about that. But the reason I thought of her is because she always used to tell those stories about how she'd go on quests for weird, outlandish fruits, and then she would just try and gather them and make them into things, and then she would have her friends try them, and basically their relationship was dictated based on how well she made whatever fruit pie she was trying to make. And so she said like she had this husband of like 15 years because she made some dope ass crepe, out of like peaches. And then but then
want to try my peach crepe?
But then at the same time she lost like friends of 20 years because like her fruit salad after like a 6-month gap was just subpar, and they couldn't be your friend anymore.
When you're searching for mangoes and shit on top of a mountain and then taking 6 months to come back home with said fruit, it's kind of rotten.
People are hungry. People are hungry too.
People are hungry. But Celeste is phenomenal. It's a rough challenge. Like, it's a very tough game. But like I said, it's very, very encouraging. At the end of every level, it tells you your death count.
Oh, nice. Just a little helpful reminder.
It doesn't rub it in your face during the level. When you complete it, like when you're done with the level, then they're like, "Yo, hey, good job, you did it in 366 deaths."
Right.
And that's very common. There are some levels where I got upwards to like 200 to 300 deaths.
Ouch.
But the game is very fast. It's fast-paced. As soon as you die, just whoop.
And you go right back to it.
Back to it.
So death is not necessarily a deterrent. Like, it doesn't take you forever to jump back into it. You're
expect to die a lot.
Right.
Expect to die, but the game is functioned for that. It's like, hey, you got to learn the challenge.
Yeah, I like those games are fun. It's just combat, just like that. You die over and over and over again, but you keep on pushing because you want to succeed.
Well, that's the whole theme of it. Like, overcome yourself because you've been a sad little shit, and you're also a massive asshole, which is what your part of you is. Because as soon as the part of you leaves, she's just like, "Ha, fuck all you." Ha.
Interesting. I wonder if that was the motivation Freak had for taking you with him up to this Celeste mountain. I wonder if he was trying to tell you something.
You think?
I don't know. I just want. It's like, it just seems kind of so out of nowhere that Freak was like, "Hey, let's go to Canada and let's
go to Canada. I've heard that there's a lot of problems with the new heart."
Your Freak impression is getting really good.
Thank you. I've been hanging out with him a lot.
Yeah,
so I can just kind of like
just channel it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like he's speaking through me right now.
Stop talking bad about me, Greg. It's very rude.
Oh, wow. So wait, if I talk to you, can I talk to Freak?
Let me try.
Come on, Freak. Pick up the phone. Pick up the... Where am I?
Freak, it's me, Don. How are you?
Donald.
You're in Greg's body in the boxcar.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I feel the flower finger. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Greg's little ring finger is
Oh,
all
it's
weird.
gotten bigger,
Sunflower.
too. Has he addressed this to you yet?
No, he hasn't. We hadn't even talked about it a lot.
This is a legitimate problem. I tried to bring him to a mountain.
Yes, I know. He was just telling me about that Celeste Mountain in Canada. It sounded very interesting.
I was trying very much for him to do some soul searching. I thought the video game was real because it's a mountain.
I've been trying this for years, Freak. I've been trying to get some kind of breakthrough through that thick skull for years, and it takes a lot. I'm still on that journey, but I just wanted to say thanks. It was a good effort, and I don't want you to have to stick in the body too long, but I just kind of wanted to...
I don't want to be in this body much longer.
Very
constrained.
I wanted to...
Also, there's a lot of dark thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Are you hearing any Nutcracker music or voices?
Hold on. I think the flower is trying to say something. Oh, how rude. He said, "Get out of me, you big fucking monster."
Fucking say the same thing right back to him. He's a parasite too.
Fuck you. You are hurting the mind of my friend.
Oh, Freak. All right. Well, thanks, Freak. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I'll get back to talking
Try
to
and
Greg right
find
now.
some way to get rid of this thing. I'm not in the mood to deal with another exorcism of some kind of plant that grows on Greg.
Okay. I understand. We will make an effort to get rid of it without utilizing your mouth laser. And we appreciate your help every time you do, by the way.
You are very welcome, Donald. I shall return in my physical form at a later date.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Weird. So weird.
What the hell just happened?
I was talking with Freak. He just stopped by. He was in your body.
I was in his.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
That dude's dick is huge.
Freak.
He's in a warm place right now. It was about 80 degrees in there. That
Really?
dude was hanging.
And you were just, did you even,
It was
did
like
you
a
get
pendulum.
up? Did you do anything?
Well, I kind of like smacked it to one side to see like how strong the force was. I kind of hit a nurse because he's hanging out at the free clinic right now.
Oh, no. Did you knock her over?
Yeah, that's something that he's got to explain.
Oh, well, yeah. Now you're back here. Cool that you can, that you guys can swap bodies like that. That's an interesting, probably because you're best friends. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
Well, speaking of best friends, I had an interesting interaction with somebody from my past life. You know, when I had a job and a wife,
A regular
and kids
human
and stuff.
being.
Yeah. When I was
Before the divorce.
when I was a normie. My friend's name is Norm, actually, and I call him Normie.
Of the North?
He's Midwest. He's north of us. He is Wisconsin.
That's a shame.
But I could call him Norm of the North. It never really occurred to me. Maybe next time, for sure.
Yeah,
But either way-
we should definitely call on Norm of the North.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, okay. I might actually need to check with him about some of these details anyway. But this past week, him and his wife, they had to go to New York. There was some family emergency that they had to do, and they've got 2 kids.
Some bitch died.
Yeah, something like that, right? God knows why they have nobody else in their lives that they could ask to watch those kids. Anybody even remotely qualified to preside over the life of a young, incompetent child. Mm-hmm. But they didn't, apparently. And so Norm of the North, ended up calling on me to watch his 2 kids and his house while him and his wife went to tend to this family emergency in New York.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Glenview, nice little suburb northwest of Chicago, and I went into their house, which is, a 2-story family suburban home on a nice street. Man, that was awesome. Let me tell you, it was sweet being in there. They had food. They have a water pitcher in their
You
fridge.
look clean.
Brita. Oh, I was showering. I was eating. They have vitamins just in their medicine cabinet. So I was taking these like 1-a-days. And I noticed now that
That you aren't getting pregnant?
that I'm not getting pregnant, and that when I put an ice cube in my mouth, it's not immediately mind-shattering pain because of how cold it is. These vitamins...
And also your mouth isn't so dry that it's sticking to you?
Oh yeah, that too. Also, it wasn't dry ice. That was another problem I realized, is that for the last few years...
I would think that Norm of the North would have better ice, but...
No, his ice is great, but I realize there's a difference between like little ice cubes for drinks and dry ice, and I've been chomping on dry ice for the last few years. So anyway, my teeth are totally fucked, is really my point. And these vitamins...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me a good smile. Not much of a smile there. It's very gummy.
Yeah.
Like a gummy bear. But, with a couple sharp, jagged pieces of what seem to be teeth.
Yeah, those are what's
And you
left.
try to give me shit about my sharp teeth.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's mainly just because I'm jealous. You've got a lot. Oh, God. They're so freaky. So anyway, I'm in Norm of the North's house, and I'm watching his 2 kids. And after I got bored of them, after like 20 minutes, I went downstairs, and he's got this, man cave kind of a thing set up. He had like a pool table,
got a
had
bear
like a little
cave?
mini fridge.
Norm of the North?
Norm of the North and a bear cave.
Uh-huh.
And he's got all the stuff set up, and there was an Amazon Fire Stick in his TV with Netflix right there,
Ooh.
all set up. So it was just like, as soon as I turned on the TV, it was right there, Netflix ready to go. So, kids are running around upstairs. I don't want anything to do with it. I flip on Netflix. Right at the top, right in the middle of the feed, new Dave Chappelle specials.
Oh, buddy.
2 of them.
Yes.
Equanimity and The Bird Revelation. And I remember, Greg, you and I talked briefly about this at one
We
point
exchanged
before.
notes on Greg's list before we got together.
Yes, exactly. And you told me you had watched Equanimity, and I said I watched the first few minutes of it, and I was totally turned off.
You're a big dummy for doing that.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want anything to do with it. Chappelle's not as good as he was, and all this, and I turned away from it. And I wanted to tell
I sent you some very choice emojis.
You did.
The best I could draw.
You really did.
I mean, I was a righty.
Yeah. Well, the one...
Not so much anymore.
Yeah, and the one with, like, the Phantom of the Opera mask and, like, the pencil jammed into the forehead, that was a really cool emoji, I have to say. It conveyed a lot. It took
me a while. Like, I had to start using my feet, like, for
Yeah.
half of that drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell. It was interesting.
And
but-
the flower isn't exactly doing anything much.
Oh, yeah. That sunflower protruding from the ring finger slot of your right hand is just growing larger, and it looks like it's starting to kind of move on its own. You know what I mean? Like
No, he's not moving on his own. He told me himself.
You talk to him?
I mean, sometimes.
What does he say?
I don't know, just stuff. He's like, man, I really like Friends, and Dave Chappelle's new stand-up special was pretty great.
Okay, well...
You ever see that movie Little Shop of Horrors? I love that movie.
I've seen all of those, and that's what I am starting to think of when you talk about the flower talking to you in your ear. I'm pretty sure soon it's going to start talking about eating human flesh. But one thing...
What? No, he only tells me about giving him some good old plant soil. Some delicious
For now.
plant soil.
For now. But anyway, I do agree with him on the Dave Chappelle specials. And that's what I wanted to tell you about, is that I went back and I watched Equanimity and the Bird Revelation, and I totally changed my mind. Equanimity is definitely Chappelle's best Netflix stand-up special.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than the first two.
Yep.
He's back to sort of his old form of interacting with the audience, riffing kind of in between jokes. That was really good. It was refreshing. It was cool to see Chappelle kind of more comfortable than he was on the first two Netflix specials, being back on stage, a little more refined and polished jokes, just a good routine. It was solid, but also
Well,
new.
I mean, like
you have
to give him some time again, because like those first two specials, I mean, we talked about them. They're okay at best.
But he took a 12-year absence. He was totally out of the game. So as you said, it is completely justifiable that he's got some growing pains getting back into the swing of things. But it was really cool. Equanimity is very funny. It's a good watch. It's about an hour long, and it's worth it. It's better than the first two Netflix specials for Chappelle. The Bird Revelation is different. It's a separate 50-minute special. It was totally impromptu, because you remember Chappelle signed a deal with Netflix for 3 specials.
Yep.
He did the first 2, then he did Equanimity, and the Bird Revelation was something he decided to throw on kind of as a bonus. And
I never got a chance to actually watch that one.
yeah, and a lot of people haven't, and I'm realizing that now, because when people talk about Equanimity and the Bird Revelation, a lot of people are under the impression that it's the same special, that 1 hour Equanimity is both, and it's not. I didn't realize that either, but watching both of them, there's 2 separates. And the Bird Revelation is really cool because it's like half stand-up special and half raw Dave Chappelle inner thoughts. It's a very small, intimate theater. There's definitely between 100 and 150 people, and it's just him on stage, like smoking the whole time. And the first half of the special is funny. He's got legitimate jokes that he spawns off. They are polished. They're clearly part of a routine. And then at about the halfway point, he starts getting more rambly. And it's not a bad thing. You know, you're engaged because the first half was good and you're listening for the next joke. But what I thought was a really interesting point about the Bird Revelation is that in the last half of the episode, you don't hear hardly any laughs from the audience, but that's okay. It's not...
Are you sure? I mean, like, I feel like if I'm at a stand-up show to see stand-up, and when all of a sudden Dave Chappelle just starts saying, "I'm sad,"
I know, he does. It was kind of like
screams
that.
like Iago, "I'm sad."
Yeah.
Come on! Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Jafar! I have found the keyhole, Jafar!
Gilbert Gottfried just speaks through Chappelle's mouth hole. Yeah,
Like
that would
Freak
be
does for me.
Yeah, that would be disturbing. But no, it wasn't like that. And I know, and that's a fair point. That if I were there, maybe I would be pissed. If I was sitting in the front row and Chappelle stopped telling jokes and
then
starts
looks at me dead in
doing
the eyes
therapy,
like, I haven't had sex in 6 months.
I might be tempted to get up and walk out. Yeah, I'd be like,
son
fuck
does
you, this
hair-
cost me $100, you dick. I want to fucking laugh. No. I understand your point, and that's valid. But I found myself as a Netflix viewer, someone who didn't buy a ticket to it, thankfully.
Thankfully, it just showed up in my $10 fee.
Yeah. But as a Netflix viewer, I was engaged in the second half of his special, mainly because he offers more of an explanation for his 12-year absence than he has ever had up to this point. And it's not explicit. He doesn't obviously come right out and tell you the problems that drove him away, but he still reveals in his storytelling, in certain points that he makes about the rest of the world and about our country and all these things, he does illustrate what drove him to go away and what brought him back.
Yeah.
And so just being a fan of his, I found that to be an incredibly interesting piece, especially from a bonus stand-up special that nobody was expecting to get. So those things considered, The Bird Revelation is not exactly your typical stand-up special, and if you're looking to laugh...
More the, what's inside the mind of Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. If you're looking to laugh for 50 minutes straight, this is not the special for you. But if you're interested in where Dave Chappelle has been, where he is now, and kind of like where his mind is at, it's definitely a cool look inside that guy. So it was, I found it to be interesting, and I think both of those, Equanimity and The Bird Revelation, are worth watching.
Excellent.
It's good stuff.
I loved that last stand-up special. I think I agree. It's his best one that he's done for Netflix.
Yes.
It's his best one in a very long time.
Yeah, it was just funny.
Considering that he really only did 3 specials since he came back.
Exactly. 12 years. And going from, as we said...
He needed to warm up. He needed to get back into the groove of it.
Yes.
And now we've got Chappelle back, but a way more mature Chappelle.
Yes, he's definitely different. He talks about it. He's in his late 40s now.
Yeah.
When he did Killing Them Softly, he was 26. This is literally a 20-year difference in a comedian, and that's a different person that's up there.
He was
now.
26 when he did that shit.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. It's ridiculous to think about that, but it just shows you also the level that he's at. He was at the height of fame of Comedy Central doing the Chappelle Show when he was 30. 31 years old. He was at the top of the comedy game. And then he walked away from it, and he took 12 years away, and now he's just getting back into it slowly. But he was driven to that point by
getting back into it slowly,
something.
but he is honestly at a point where he can get into anything.
Oh yeah, well
as soon as you see Dave Chappelle say, "Hey, I went in on that," they're like, "Yes, please."
Absolutely. And again, that point that you sort of just brought up as to what he's able to do. Think about this. Netflix. Who else is Netflix going to offer over $100 million to for 3 specials when they haven't done
Dimitri Martin?
No, when they haven't done anything for 12 years. Show me somebody else that's going to get $100 million from Netflix when they haven't done anything for 12 years. Nobody.
Kenan Thompson.
Nobody is going to get.
Thompson will get it.
No one's going to get anything like that from Netflix, and that's my point. Is that Chappelle was good enough before, and you take 12 years away from it all, you drive up demand. This is a reference that I know you're probably not going to appreciate, Greg, but in sports, the Oakland Raiders.
Oh boy,
I know.
My favorite topic.
I'll keep it brief. But in sports, the NFL, the Oakland Raiders just hired a new head coach, John Gruden. John Gruden has been an ESPN commentator for the last 10 years, even more. The last thing he did coaching-wise was he won a Super Bowl in 2003 with the Buccaneers. Since then, he has been a commentator. But every single year, teams are interested in him as a head coach when they have vacancies. They would ask him, John, when are you coming back to coaching? And he would say every year, I'm not interested. Oh, I'm happy as a commentator. I'm getting paid very well. I love the game, and I don't have to have the pressure of winning games. When he came back this year, Oakland gave him a 10-year, $100 million contract. For a head coach, Greg, that's a Pope job. Typically, contracts are 3 years and $3 to $4 million.
That's basically sports talk tenure.
Yes, Sports Talk tenure. Exactly. That's what they gave him. They gave him a Pope job. And that is, in my opinion, that's how I'm viewing Chappelle right now. And what they both did is you take 10, 12 years, you show everybody that you are the best at something. Then you walk away from it for 10 or 12 years.
Make them hungry.
Drive up demand.
No, I got a better analogy. The McRib.
Exactly.
The McRib only comes out one time a year. You build it up.
Yes, and why do they do that?
You get real excited, and you're like, yes, I want that tangy barbecue ribwich.
Drive up desire to a fever pitch, and then you can charge people $10, $12
Dave
a
Chappelle
sandwich.
appears as a giant ribwich, and he says, eat me!
And Netflix gives him $100 million to do 3 specials, and no one knows how good they're going to be.
See, that whole analogy could have been in 10 seconds if you used the McRib.
Well, I'm sorry, but I thought mine was better.
I thought your mind was always on food, Don. You always do things for food.
Well, I ate before I came in here today. Backwards Man brought me some Inside Out cupcakes.
Damn it!
Yeah, so those were really good.
Look at my alarm clock. It does a little rewind ring.
Wow,
I wanted them to sign it.
That's really sad, actually. If I had known you had like that alarm clock, I definitely would have told him to stick around. Again, I didn't know you were even coming here. I thought I was going to be sitting here talking to myself and those rats in the corner over there. Hey, get out of here! Get out of there! Get off that cupcake is... Here, you can have the rest of this Inside Out cupcake. There you go, buddy. There you go. Just rub it on your face, just like that.
I feel like the boss, baby.
There you go. That's great. So anyway, Dave Chappelle's new specials, Equanimity, Bird Revelation, both very good. One more thing I want to talk about, Greg, is a movie that I believe both of us managed to view in different ways. I saw it over at Scummies. I mean, you might have seen it there too.
Yeah, I scored it from Scummy. I mean, he's been botanizing my hand for a couple weeks now.
Oh, okay. I'm glad he's at least helping you with that and stuff. But the movie, Three Billboards.
Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yes, up for many award considerations right now. Frances McDormand as the lead, Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson supporting. Great cast.
That kid from Get Out who was like the creepy son.
Yeah, the kid from Get Out, the brother, exactly. He plays the billboard like salesman, the advertising guy. Three Billboards is kind of a tough movie to describe.
I got an easy way to describe it. Hey, do you like In Bruges or Seven Psychopaths? Same guy.
There you go. Okay, exactly. Both movies I have not seen, so I don't have those for comparison. I know. Seven Psychopaths,
Don.
I know you were telling me about it.
Both of those movies are phenomenal because they're incredibly dark comedies, and that's what Three Billboards is.
Exactly.
It's a dark comedy.
And I have to say, it's a dark comedy, which I love. I love dark comedies. They're great. And this one is really good. It's really funny, but it also drives home a lot of points, and not the least of which is that Frances McDormand is a phenomenal actress. Like, she is
This is probably the best role I've seen her in.
Ever. And that is saying a lot. But what she brings in Three Billboards is this quiet severity, and she's so funny. What are you talking about? Quiet.
People. She ain't quiet.
At the beginning, she's quiet, and she takes the journey over the course of the movie.
Yeah.
But she starts as like this mom who doesn't say very much, and
she's a broken, beaten down mother.
She takes a lot of actions, and they're surprising at first, but then as the movie goes on, she has these scenes where she's discussing things with people. She has dialogues, and in those scenes, she just destroys people. She shreds people with the speeches that she gives, and they're like for everybody from cops to like politicians to
pastors.
Oh my God, it's so
her ex-husband
when she just
to Peter Dinklage.
That whole element of Frances McDormand shredding people verbally, that I think was probably the sweetest part of Three Billboards. There's a lot of sweet parts.
Well, it's the dialogue.
Yes.
The dialogue is so good. So Martin McDonagh is so good at fucking character writing. And he's so good at interweaving really witty dialogue and for it to like have a heavy punch to it. I really wish you've seen his other work before because it really showcases like how much he's really matured with his writing. Because like I love In Bruges and I love Seven Psychopaths, but they're more comedy. than their serious dramatic moments, which they do have because they're dark comedies.
Right.
This is definitely way more of a drama.
Yes.
But the writing is so fucking funny.
So is this a guy that writes and directs all of his
He does
movies?
write and direct his movies.
Okay, that's cool.
And he takes a very long time in between his movies. He takes his time because he really wants to make something special.
Mm-hmm.
And he's proven that 3 times to me now.
Definitely. Well, and I would say that I think again, haven't seen his previous 2, but Three Billboards, I know of the 3 movies he's done, has definitely gotten the most attention in terms of award recognition.
Very much so. Like,
it's up for a lot this year, and I know Frances McDormand has already won for lead female, and I'm pretty sure Sam Rockwell won for Best Supporting.
He did. He won Best Supporting Actor at like the Golden Globes.
Yeah, and SAG I think as well. But it's really, I mean, there's a lot of good performances in it, and the writing is stellar. And it's just, it's a great drama. You know, it really takes you on a journey.
It's a very sad movie.
Yeah, it's very sad.
It's very sad.
With moments of levity, but it takes you on an emotional journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it does have like something, the topic of the film is actually very topical in modern day right now. It's about rape and racism and police brutality. And it's just done so well with characters that have a mix of likability, but also you just hate them too.
Yeah, and because of that,
even
they're
Frances
very real.
McDormand's character, you're supposed to sympathize with her, but she is so broken that she's turned into a nasty human being.
Yeah, she's not likable. You sort of root for her, but you don't
root for
like
her. No, she's not a great person.
Yeah, exactly. So it's and again, you could sort of make that argument with many of the characters in the movie.
Sam Rockwell's character is completely unforgivable.
No, he's unforgivable, but you end up liking him at the end. And for instance, Woody Harrelson,
you also like him a lot too because he's a bumbling idiot.
Right, exactly. Then you've got Woody Harrelson, who's probably the most likable, but as the movie goes on and his character is revealed, you like him less and less.
See, I was the opposite. I didn't like him when he first appeared because he was the character that's being attacked. So the main premise of this movie is Frances McDormand is a mother of a daughter who was raped and burned to death. She found 3 billboards that are in a row on the street that's by her. She buys them and writes on the walls about like, hey, how come the police haven't solved my daughter's murder?
Right, she uses
tell me, chief of police.
Yes, she uses the billboards as a method to call out the police for lack of progress on her daughter's rape and murder case.
And Woody Harrelson's character is very much like, at the beginning, he's very stubborn. He's like, bing bong ding dong, I work real hard for this town. I don't think he ever said bing bong ding dong, but
I appreciate that you made that distinction.
That's my Woody Harrelson impression. I mean, if I ever reenact any scene from True Detective, it'd be bing bong ding dong, this lady sure is dead. There's a goat's head on her.
And I like that every time you say bing bong ding dong, you're like shuffling your stomach just to make like
like the Woody Harrelson thing. Like he's got that Woody Harrelson beer gut. He's like ding ding ding. That's how he bowled in Kingpin.
Absolutely.
He was like ding dong ding, Amish people.
It's a great impression. It's a great impression.
But like he starts off really, really unlikable, but after his true feelings about the matter are actually portrayed to Frances McDormand, I went, wow, okay, I see where this guy is coming from. I actually liked his character a lot more as it went on. Same with Sam Rockwell's character, but he does so many terrible things in the movie, it just makes him unforgivable.
Oh yeah,
the entire way.
You don't.
Also, I love that Mac's mom from It's Always Sunny is his mom.
Oh yeah, yes. I thought that was a great touch too.
That is the most dialogue I have ever seen from her actor
ever.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because I'm a diehard It's Always Sunny fan, and she says nothing, but she does the same exact thing. She has the same haircut, wears the same clothes, smokes a cigarette,
sits there silently.
And sits silently.
Absolutely, no, which is fine. But you bring up a great point. Is that there's a great supporting cast in this movie too.
Yes,
all the main ones that you're looking for, their performances are stellar. They knock it out of the park. But there are a lot of supplemental performances, even small ones, that go a long way toward adding to like the world of this movie.
Yeah.
And it's a good journey. Again, it is a drama, so don't go into it thinking that you're going to be laughing.
It's not going to be a laugh a minute.
It's very heavy. It's a very heavy movie.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue is super witty, but the subject matter is so dark and depressing. Like what It's kind of like a BoJack Horseman thing. It uses the comedy to make the dramatic moments even more powerful.
Yes, exactly. You use comedy to highlight the darker theme of what's going on. The subject matter is really it's tough stuff. As we mentioned, I mean, you're talking about a rape and murder case in a small town. And how it affects everybody and how everyone's been dealing with it over the last year, including the mother. And then we come into the story as it's like a powder keg just about to blow up. Yep. And it's very, very good. It's extremely good. And if you're looking for sort of like an impactful journey with some good acting and great writing, Three Billboards.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely worth the watch.
This gets full stars for me. This was phenomenal.
Yeah. So that was good. I was glad that I got to to observe that. That was fun. Mm-hmm. I guess if there's one last thing I want to mention real quick here, Greg, there was a game. I don't have too much to say about it, but there was a game that I was gifted by this. I guess I'll call her a basement nymph in North Norm's house.
In Norm of the North's lair? His
a basement
little nymph?
Yeah, well, he's got his little man cave, and upstairs he's got his little toddlers running around, and after I'm done with Three Billboards...
the dance studio.
Yeah, and then but now I'm done with Three Billboards, I'm sitting there and everything, or rather the Chappelle specials, and I've got like my hand like halfway down my pants and stuff, and I'm just kind of chilling. I'm just chilling, like falling asleep, and out of the closet bursts this like 3-foot-tall pixie, just bouncing around, the whole of the place, and she just spews cocaine like all over like the walls and like at me and stuff, and just does a few lines, and then she comes in and starts talking about like all this different crap. And I didn't really pick up a lot of it, but as she zoomed right back into the closet, she left a disc on the on the chair armrest right next to me.
Uh-huh.
And I looked down there, and it was this game, Firewatch.
Oh boy!
And so at this point, I didn't really know what else to do, and I wasn't going to leave in case the pixie with cocaine came out again and was going to maybe be normal.
Yeah,
and share or whatever.
I would be careful. I mean, they bite.
Yeah, no, I've heard, and that's kind of what I was expecting. So I don't know. I'll go check on that anyway. But I played through Firewatch. It's a pretty short game. It's this there's only 2 voice actors. It's a very simplistic game. You play.
It's a walking simulator.
Yeah, exactly. You're a guy who goes through a personal trauma, and you decide to take a job watching for fires in this like national park. And so you're alone, and your only contact is over the radio, this walkie-talkie, with some other woman in a tower who tells you to go check on things. Some girls are shooting fireworks, so you got to go stop them. It's a fire hazard, and it's very slow-paced, but I found it to be as dull as it was an interesting game for how the story played out. It was kind of telltale in the fact that at the beginning you make certain choices in dialogue.
Yeah, and it does alter, because I have played this before. I played it when it first came out. Mm-hmm. I'd like to hear what your full opinions on it are. I have some choice words.
Well, I didn't love the game. It was pretty. I didn't actually like where it ended either, because I didn't end up meeting...
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. The ending is horrendous.
Yeah, I was... Like I said, your dialogue choices can change how the game ends up, so I was thinking maybe if I went back through and made some different choices, I could make the female meet me, but when I was reading about it, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
It doesn't do anything.
So then my concern...
It's a mega pretentious, very...
Okay.
Look how art house we are.
Yeah. That was kind of my concern.
You shouldn't avoid your day life problems, even though you're playing a video game, which is what they are made for.
Oh, that's the impression that you got from it?
Like that's the entire message of that game. It's, why did you run away from your problems? You need to fix your problems. That's what the whole game is about.
Oh, well, fuck that, man.
I'm like, and it's mega pretentious.
The pretentious I got in from it, and I'll tell you where that came in for me. The male's voice, not that it was a bad job, but the actor who was playing the male lead in Firewatch is Rich Summers, who plays Harry Crane in Mad Men. There is no more pretentious asshole in that entire show.
See, I think the presentation for this game is phenomenal. I think the voice acting from both, I think it's Henry and... I can't remember the girl's name on the walkie-talkie. I don't really care enough because I thought the dialogue was really well done, and I was really liking where the mystery was going. But as far as a game, it's so mediocre.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it
is
it
mediocre.
constantly makes you run back and forth in the same areas.
Yes,
It's
small map,
fucking boring.
Small map, very boring. The only thing about it is that if you've played Long Dark, like this wilderness game where you're surviving, Firewatch reminded me of Long Dark in the lighting and the landscape of the nature around you.
Well, the art style of the game is phenomenal.
Fantastic. That was
and the music too.
Yes, those were the two things about it that made me happy for playing it. It is something that you can escape to. The environment of the game is wilderness. It's a national park. Sunsets, sunrises,
the game
fire,
is beating
trees.
into your head.
Don't run away from your problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. And honestly, I mean, again, like I must have hardly been paying attention. Maybe I did ingest some coke unintentionally, and I was just flying through the game. But I didn't really think about it in those terms as I was playing it. But now that you say that, I recognize that that's correct. And the end of the game was my biggest problem with it because I thought there was no resolution. And as you said,
there is no resolution because that wasn't supposed to be a resolution.
Right. All they told you was that, coming here was a waste of your time, or not a waste of your time, but you should be elsewhere facing your problems.
Yeah. The story plays out to be like, it seems like there's some kind of weird mystery going on. Oh, no, it's not. The bad guy tells you his entire plan, and then you get in a helicopter and you go find your dementia-ridden wife.
Yeah, and the woman you were speaking to the entire time, you build a relationship with her. There's obviously chemistry between you two. The woman has a habit of like getting drunk in her tower at night and hitting you up on the radio. And so there's some flirtation, and the game builds, and it seems like you're building to a point where when you guys leave the park, maybe you'll start dating this woman on the other end of the radio.
Nope.
That's what the game seems like it's building to. And then at the end, there's this colossal fuck you that you don't even get to meet the woman. You ask her like point blank, hey, I'm going back to this city and now I'm going to be done. Like, let's meet up. And she goes, yeah, no, I don't think so. No, I'm good. I'm going to go meet up with my ex-husband, and you should go find your crazy wife. Maybe you can still help her.
That's literally the point of the whole game.
Yeah.
It was no matter what choice you make, the whole game says this was a colossal waste of time.
Yeah.
Stop running away from your problems.
Right.
Which I'm like, I can understand if you want to bring in like a real life situation into a game, but it's such a big, massive fuck you.
Yeah.
To the player.
It is.
Especially when you get this enormous narration from the quote unquote villain of the game, and he gives you the entire explanation to what is happening. Just this, it's like a 15-minute long like exposition of I've been hiding in a hole.
Right.
I eat garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
My son is dead.
Right. It explains the whole mystery of what you've been pursuing the entire game. And then it ends with a message. And then it ends with a message of, hey, you've essentially wasted all the investment that you just put in this game was entirely wasted.
Everything is a complete waste of time in this game, especially like, so there are like these fucking boxes you have to go around and unlock.
Yes.
And you open them up and it's full of, it's like
pine cones.
It's pine cones.
It's full of dirt.
And these books.
Yeah.
These fucking like nonsense books. I'm like, why are they, what is the point of these?
You can't read them, you can't take them with you, they don't give you anything.
Sometimes they give you like little notes of like previous workers there, but I read all the notes and I'm like, this is just nonsense.
Yeah, it didn't lead to anything. And it doesn't.
And that's the whole point of the game. That's what they wanted to convey.
Yes.
All of this is pointless. You should stop running away from your problems.
Right.
I'm like, that's not what I play video games for.
Right. Right.
I get this on a daily basis. I don't need this rubbed in my face and thinking that you're some art house fucking mastermind.
Damn. I didn't realize you felt so strongly negatively about Firewatch.
I really do not like this game.
Apparently. And
it's a massive fucking waste of time.
Well, yeah. I completely agree with you with that. It is a massive waste of time. I didn't really put together, after playing it, I didn't get the impression of that don't run away from your problems, you, the player, you know what I'm saying? But now that you sort of paint it in that picture, I can understand how you would totally take that from it. And thinking about it in that light, I would not recommend people play it, because
No.
if there's a chance that somebody else is going to get that out of it, then I wouldn't recommend playing it. And I think there is a good chance that someone might feel how you felt in playing the game.
I know a lot of people did, but I also know a lot of people really like the game. I don't fault them for liking it, because I mean, like, it is a true like, it does convey the message of, like, hey, stop running away from your problems. But the whole game, like, everything building up to it seemed like it was going in a completely different direction, but then it just smacks it out of your hand and goes, no, fuck you.
Right.
Where I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, and
get the fuck out of here.
And completely justifiably feeling that way on your part, because again, who wants to be lectured about something by the thing that you're using to escape?
Yeah, there's a reason that video games and movies and shit exist. It's take a couple hours out of your day to watch and enjoy something.
As we always say, you're escaping into something.
Yeah.
Movies, games, music, books, stories in general. That is why we as human beings tell each other stories. To convey messages, to teach lessons, but most of all, to escape into. And
I know people like just spend their whole day just doing that.
Sure.
And like, that's a real problem. This game doesn't exactly convey that really well.
No.
Of like, oh, you're just running away from everything.
No, and it's not exactly. There are better ways to make that point. And if that's ultimately what the game was trying to do, then I will say that they failed. They failed at that, and I wouldn't recommend somebody play it because of the chance that they might take what you took from it, Greg, and a big waste of time. And the only reason I would say it's worth playing is because it's a short game and it gives you 1,000 achievement points, and you have to do very little except play through the game. Like, it's one of those.
I'm okay with never playing through this game ever again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 100% okay with that.
It's a one play. If you're going to play it, you play it once and destroy it. But after that, no, it's not a very good game. I liked, again, if you're looking to escape into a natural environment like a national park and just have these two people voice act.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at. The presentation is like above and beyond most like indie titles.
Yeah, and two voice actors, limited cast, is almost the entire like
experience.
Yeah, as the entire like storytellers that you experience with. Like, it's only two voices, so it's very intimate in that regard. You sort of follow those two along their journey, but as I said, that becomes a problem because you get super invested into their relationship, which goes absolutely nowhere. So it is kind of a fuck you game, and I'm not really recommending it to people unless you're looking for an easy 1,000 achievement points.
If you want to get something that's like art house.
Yeah, or you want to feel
the
like
Vanishing of Ethan Carter,
or if you want to feel like a piece of shit for playing video games.
But I mean, like, I actually like Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I think that one's okay.
Okay,
I'm not crazy about walking simulators because there's nothing to do in them. You walk.
Yeah,
you go from point A to point B. There's no puzzle. There's nothing in this game. It's just you walk from point A to point B.
Right,
and nothing really interesting happens in between the walks
and
after your first couple walks through the park.
Yes, and I will also say that the movement mechanics are not stellar because there are a lot of points with the map that it's like it tries to give you opportunities to be a little open worldy in a limited map, but if you veer from the paths, you get stuck in places a lot. So it's this
So then you have to walk back to where the trail was.
Yes, so
it doesn't want you to explore.
No, and it's put together that like they wanted to give the impression of you being able to explore in their tiny map, but it's a false impression. You really can't.
Again, going with the themes of all this doesn't matter. Stop running away from your problems.
Exactly. So
and it's so up its own ass. I hate it.
Yes, exactly. So, bottom line, I suppose, Firewatch, not really worth playing. On the other hand, though, as we mentioned, Three Billboards, very much worth watching. Dave Chappelle, both of his new specials, the latest on Netflix, Equanimity and The Bird Revelation, both worth watching. Equanimity's hilarious. Bird Revelation's a little bit insightful. Mm-hmm. And the first game you talked about, Celeste?
Celeste is phenomenal. It's one of the best platformers I played in years. If you love Super Meat Boy, you'll love this.
Yeah, exactly. So that sounds fun. And in the meantime, now, Greg, let's see if we can go find Backwards Man. I'm sure he hasn't gotten that far.
I hope so.
Maybe we can get some more of those Inside Out cupcakes. And if not, though, here. Fuck you, rat. Yeah, there you go. So now we got at least a rat. If we can't find Backwards Man,
and it's an inside out rat, so it's kind of like backwards, except with the
it
human
is.
with a rat body.
I did that just before.
You made yourself inside out?
No, I turned the rat inside out.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I
that's
snapped
a lot less impressive.
Well, I mean, I was bored.
I mean, like I can do that. Watch, just
Oh, don't bite it. Oh. Oh. I just used my hands.
You wanted some too, little flower?
Look at that. Your sunflower's licking the rat blood off your cheek.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. That's disgusting.
I'm just feeding him.
That's disgusting.
He's thirsty.
It's like a weird, fucked up baby bird scenario.
No, he isn't.
And
Look at him.
And I see.
Look at him.
You're flicking me off with him again. And I see little sunflower teeth. Do you see he has a mouth?
Those are just
There's little-
petals.
No, he's gonna.
He takes a lot after me.
I'm telling you. He does, disturbingly so. He has sharp little teeth. Sunflowers aren't supposed to have teeth at all. No plants are. I'm telling you, you're going to regret this. In the next 2 weeks, that thing is going to eat you. And I'm going to be fucking sitting here watching it happen, telling you I told you so.
Sorry, I didn't hear anything you just said. Sonny was talking to me. Sonny is the name of my flower.
Sonny, great. You've named it now. And it's talking to you. Great. Okay. Well, it's good to know that maybe you guys can start a podcast. Maybe you and Sonny, you can just talk about flower stuff. And
Actually,
feed
you know
each
what?
other.
Sonny was just talking to me about that.
Really?
He had a great podcast idea. What was
okay.
It was about? It was about like two homeless guys like chilling out.
Okay.
And we would play. What would we do? Oh, we would play like video games and watch movies and stuff.
That sounds dumb. I don't think anybody would ever listen to that. Matter of fact, hey, Sonny, why don't you come over here? Why don't we talk about this?
What?
Yeah! Fuck you, you piece of shit, trying to steal my idea, you stupid flower. You're not supposed to talk to anybody anyway.
What have you done?
I did you a favor. That thing had teeth, and it was talking to you. It's a fucking flower growing out of your finger hole. All right, just calm down. You're gonna thank me for this. You're gonna thank me for this in a little bit.
Why? Why does everything I love try to kill me?
I don't know. That is something we should really look into.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Greg. Listen. I'm gonna get you to the free clinic. Let's go find Backwards Man right now. We'll get some cupcakes.
I don't want Backwards Man.
Come on.
I want my robot.
You want a cupcake? We're both gonna have some cupcakes.
I want my robot.
We'll look for Robot after, I promise. All right?
You promise?
I promise. We'll look for Robot after we find Backwards Man, and we'll get ourselves some food, get set up for the journey, and we'll look the last place we saw Robot, which was outside our last boxcar.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next week when Greg and I can get a new boxcar, and hopefully, we can get Greg's finger taken care of before another flower sprouts out of that hole there.
I don't have any fingers.
Yeah, well, we'll get you something.
I'm just a palm.
I know. Stop waving it at me. You're squirting blood
just
everywhere.
a palm.
Oh, there's blood all over my face now. Thanks a lot. All right, anyway, but yeah, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much again, and we'll talk to you next week. We appreciate it. You're great. Take care.